Hi Prana Boosters. So I'm actually going to tell you I'm really nervous doing these videos. It's very new for me. I'm amazing at talking to people. I'm amazing at working with my clients. I have a podcast, but doing the videos is new for me. And the reason that I'm telling you about it, and I'm holding my crystal, this is a selenite crystal to help me with how I'm feeling. The reason I'm telling you is because doing something new and change can be really challenging. Change can actually create a chemical sensation and it releases a chemical actually in your brain, which makes it, feel very uncomfortable. And I understand how uncomfortable change can be. I have changed many times over the years. I have desired to make many changes in my life, and I just wanted to do this video today because I kind of wanted to share with you a bit of our story, my story of how I began my journey of personal transformation. And you might ask, why would anyone do this? Like, why would anybody even pick up a nonfiction book or a motivational book or, personal growth, self-help, or a spiritual book? They do this because they're seeking a change in their lives. I've always been interested in healing. I've always been interested in psychology and relationships and sociology and really transformation, not just personal, but transformation of others. And I've always, desired to create a life that I love and that I'm excited about. But we all have ups and downs and things that we're not huge fans of in our life. And there are things that we can change. There are things that are in our control to upgrade and shift and change our minds about. And I think one of the best ways to do that, one of the best ways that worked for me actually, was books. I read so many books. My husband and I read so many books. We just knew that could create a shift in our minds of what we were thinking and what we would talk about and what we would focus on. And it really, really helped us. So I'm so excited to share. Actually, this will just be part one, because as you can see behind me, I have so many books. I have so many favorites. It was really hard to choose today. I actually, and I'll tell you about this in another video, I actually use a pendulum as a metaphysical tool, energy tool, and I actually used a pendulum to see if these were the best 10 books to start with. So I think they are. I think that you'll really enjoy hearing about these books. So, maybe you've been dreaming of a new career or a new relationship, or you'd like to have more empowered relationships with your loved ones that you're currently in relationship with. Maybe you want to learn about forgiveness or how to set boundaries, clear boundaries in your relationships. Maybe you want to be more connected to your kids or deal with your boss or your coworkers. Maybe you want to understand your feelings better, gain more control over the types of thoughts you have. It was like so new for me to learn that I could actually have some control, actually all control over the thoughts that I had. I had no idea. I never heard about these things growing up. I never heard about the law of attraction. I never heard about personal growth. I never heard about any of those things until I got a little older, actually. And with reading and learning, you can heal your body in more physical ways. You can heal your body just by changing your thoughts. Reading and learning, you can discover patterns of behavior and trauma that's preventing you from progressing and, making the changes in life that you desire most. So reading can literally help us change our minds. And I am proof that they have. I have changed my mind about so many things. And even before I met my husband, I was a huge fan, huge fan of the Oprah Winfrey Show. I was a researcher and I was interested in people and how they acted and who they were, and I was obsessed with the Oprah Winfrey Show. And I actually have this DVD collection that my husband bought me one year for my birthday to prove it. I'm confessing that I have her her collection, and who even watches DVDs now, but I would watch every single episode of this show, and if I wasn't around, I would record them on my VCR. And I just knew that I could learn something new from everyone's experience. No matter what, I could learn from everyone's experience. So I really, really am proud to say that I watched all those episodes and I learned so much. And, my husband and I actually became entrepreneurs, actually during college. We became entrepreneurs and we wanted to start our own company. And I really believed that we needed to learn how to shift our thoughts. We needed to know how to upgrade our life. We needed to know how to do this thing together, like have a relationship. And we wanted to live different than most of society. We saw people around us, and we saw people on TV, and we saw people in movies, and we wanted to live differently, and we wanted to have a better relationship. So we began to hang out at Barnes & Noble. That's been like a favorite hangout of ours, and then it became a hangout for our family and our girls. Reading all the time was like our favorite thing to do, to shift our mindset, learn new things, inspire us, help us believe in possibilities, be more creative, and be more connected to one another. So, our intention was to have a really successful relationship, and Alan and I, thank goodness, were both willing to expand our minds and read and continuously learn new things. So I really think that's actually one of the things that's helped us be together as long as we have so successfully. And Alan and I, my husband and I, met in college, and we've been together for over 25 years now. So it takes work, it takes learning, it takes doing our homework. We think, maybe once we're out of school that we're done doing homework. No, we're going to be doing this the rest of our lives, because we're always going to have new things that we desire, want to shift, or help us feel better. And reading, I believe, is one of the best ways to do that. And when I say reading, you can listen to books, audiobooks. You can learn in many different ways. Reading was one of my favorites. I actually love to, hold a book and look at the pages, and I just felt like I was very visual, so it would help me remember. So I thought, what I would do is kind of go through 10 life-changing books that really, really shifted us, and share that with you. And I also want to share that, when we became parents, honestly, we read very few parenting books. I don't even know if I actually finished a full parenting book. We realized that we didn't resonate with many of the parenting book messages and theories and what they taught. So we actually really wanted to create our own ideas in our own family and honor our own kids and needs. And so we read like all these amazing inspirational books, and then we applied them to invent our own unique parenting style. So you can do that too in your life. You can, take a book and read it and apply it in an area that it wasn't even possibly written for. There's just so many possibilities. So I would say I've read over like 1,000 books, all different kinds of books, and they've helped us create the most magical, loving marriage and family that we're really, really proud of, and we love to share with everybody how we did that. And I do that with a lot of clients, I do that with friends, I do that with people that I meet. If they ask and if they're interested, I love sharing. So this doesn't mean that everything is always perfect. Studying mindfulness and personal growth doesn't mean that you're perfect. It just means that you are constantly have awareness and you are conscious of who you are and how you're showing up in the world and the energy that you're bringing forth. So, these books have helped us create new mindsets and transform our thoughts and manage our emotions and think more positively. And they've given us coping skills for, handling all of life's challenges. So I have so many favorites that I wanted to share with you. And in time, I'll share more. I'm actually calling this part 1 because I already thought of some that I could share in part 2 video. So I thought it would be fun to share to help you begin to change your own life and inspire you to go after your dreams and help you, manage life with, less stress and really more joy. So let me pull up my list here and let's begin. So the first book I want to share with you is called Awaken, the Giant Within. It actually says it's by Anthony Robbins. Some of you might know him as Tony Robbins. One of the greatest motivational speakers of all time. Now this book is huge, it's humongous. Sometimes you can even just read the back, or if it's a hardcover book, you can read the front flap and just read and see if something resonates with you. Or if you're at a bookstore soon, when we can all go out and go to bookstores, you can just open it up and read a page, flip to any page and just see, oh look, I find this all the time actually. I have like bookmarks, or I use my business cards for stuff to bookmark things that really meant a lot to me, or just later I could flip to them and be like, oh, what was that? And I love looking. This is actually one of my favorite. Oh my God, I love this. So I began to study mindful language and transformational vocabulary, and Tony Robbins was one of the people who helped me understand how powerful my words were and how words could create emotion. And so when you're learning, I'll just read you one of these actually. So it says, perhaps you can shift, I'm feeling afraid to I'm feeling uncomfortable. And then you could explore that feeling. You can say, another word maybe would be, let's see, I don't know, what's a good one? Instead of saying I'm feeling lost, which might, maybe have more of a negative connotation, to, I'm searching, and I'm curious and I'm looking. That just, maybe it'll just shift you a little bit. I don't know. See, if you read this book, you'll find out. It actually says how to take immediate control of your mental, emotional, physical, and financial destiny. So this is an amazing, amazing book. Life-changing, life-altering book. Okay, so book number 2 is called Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And this is the teachings of Abraham. Learning to manifest your desires. So this book is really life-altering. Like, honestly, I love it. This is actually considered a self-help book. This book will change the way you think, change the way you see life. The Forward is by Dr. Wayne Dyer. He's on my list too. Just a little. Oh, he's next actually on my list. This book is so good. It's ridiculous. It's just like teaches you about your thoughts. Here this says it's not about controlling thoughts. It's about guiding thoughts. How to effectively become a deliberate creator. Did you even know you could be a deliberate creator? This has processes for, meditation and raising your vibration, another life-altering book. So check this out, see what you think. Okay, so the third book on my list is one of my all-time favorites, The Power of Intention by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Learning to co-create your world your way. I can't even say enough about this book. And, this book might look a little different. I have a gift edition, so it's very pretty. Oh my God, the pictures are just gorgeous inside. Oh, look. See, this is funny. You'll see how long ago I was reading this book. There's a picture of my kids in here. This is actually a Happy Holidays photo greeting that I must have sent out. When is this from? This is actually from 2008. I was reading this book also. Look how cute, look how little my kids look, and Alan. Oh my God, this is so crazy. So, this is so beautiful. Oh my God, look where it says. It says, seize every opportunity, no matter how small, to give your life away in service. Get your ego out of your intention to live a life of purpose. Oh boy, I think that message was for me. I absolutely love this book. It's so beautiful. There's so much artwork in this gift edition if you can get your hands on this one, but this is life-changing. So this talks about Wayne Dyer. It says he researched intention as a force in the universe that allows the act of creation to take place. So this book will change your life, this book and this book alone. Each of these books alone, if you just read one of these books, your life will change. I guarantee it. So that's one of my favorite. I'm going to look and see. I think I might have like a bookmark or something marked off in every single book that I open. This is a more recent book by Iyanla Vanzant. She's a great, wonderful, amazing spiritual teacher. Look, here it says, let's see. This is really an attempt to relieve suffering. This book is called Get Over It, Thought Therapy for Healing the Hard Stuff. This is amazing, and my daughter and I actually went to this book signing as well. We actually got an opportunity to go to the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, where they have many, many award shows and beautiful magical events, and we got to hear Iyanla speak, and she's very powerful. She's a very powerful teacher, and I think it's important to read and to hear other people's experiences, hear what other people have gone through, hear how other people have gotten through what they've gone through. I think that helps us. It gives us hope. It gives us the belief and the courage to believe that we can make it through life's challenges. But she talks about her history and how she grew up. And look, a bookmark. I have a bookmark in every book. So there's beautiful things that I like to save and information that I like to come back to. And I love my collection because I get to look in it later. But you could just buy, you know, the audio book or something like that. It's whatever you prefer, however you learn best, whatever you're comfortable with. And, you know, some people might say, oh, I don't have time to read. But everyone has 60 seconds. I mean, you can open it up and flip to one page and read. Read for 5 minutes before you go to bed at night. Read for 10 minutes. Just read as often as you can, but read for just a couple minutes so that you would never say, I don't have time. That's just another limitation. Okay, here's one of my absolute favorites. This is a book we like literally live by. Our girls know it. They know the 4 Agreements. This is by Don Miguel Ruiz, The 4 Agreements, A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom. This book is really, well, here, I'll just tell you. In this book, Don Miguel Ruiz reveals the source of self-limiting beliefs that rob us of joy and create needless suffering. Based on the ancient Toltec wisdom, the 4 Agreements offer a powerful code of conduct that can rapidly transform our lives to a new experience of freedom, happiness, and love. And we literally apply these to our life all the time. I mean, even our girls when they were little, we taught them about assuming. One of the 4 Agreements is don't make assumptions. How many times a day do we assume? And so I remember when one of our girls was little and we handed them a cup of water and it was a yellow cup. And she just looked at us, and because we taught her this, she goes, you assumed I wanted a yellow cup. And we were like, it's your favorite color and you always use this cup. And she said, but you assumed I wanted it today, but today I wanted a different color cup. So it's just a really cute example of how they have learned about these things and grown up using these beautiful gifts and messages as well. Here's another life-altering book called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. I absolutely love this. On the back she says, the thoughts we think and the words we speak create our experiences. I had no idea. She explained, here, let me read this. It's just so good. It says, and again, this is a gift edition. That's why it's so beautiful. This is just one of my favorite books. It's just so gorgeous and really, really, really beautiful artwork in it. It says, Louise Hay, internationally renowned author and lecturer, brings you the beautiful gift edition of her landmark bestseller. Louise's key message in this powerful work is, if we are willing to do the mental work, almost anything can be healed. She explains how limiting beliefs and ideas are often the cause of illness and shows you how you can change your thinking and improve your quality of life. Now, I've been using this book for years, and at the back, it actually has this really cool reference section, which actually lets you look up a problem, like seriously any problem, like skin, like maybe you're having a problem with your skin or something, and it actually lists a probable cause and a new thought pattern. It's really cool. It's this whole reference in the back, because she actually says that, you know, every physical manifestation, like physical problem, really started here, because it all starts here. I mean, we live in a mental universe, so it all starts there. So this says, if you're having a problem with your skin, probable cause, skin protects our individuality. It's a sense organ. And a new thought pattern might be, I feel safe to be me. So in order to really understand this, you really kind of have to read the book and understand where she's coming from and why she explains this. But this book, again, life-altering. And look, I have a card falling out. Let me show you. I wonder what page this is on. This is something really beautiful. I just have a card holding my place of something I really loved, something really beautiful, maybe the picture or the words. I'll read the first sentence. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. I have to keep going. I recognize my body as a good friend. Each cell in my body has divine intelligence. I listen to what it tells me and know that its advice is valid. I am always safe and divinely protected and guided. I choose to be healthy and free. All is well in my world. Okay, now I know why I had a bookmark there. That's my favorite. I just love it. I love using affirmations and reading and changing my thoughts And I will tell you, I was actually really nervous before I started, and I already feel better. Okay, here's the next book, Deepak Chopra, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Now, this and the 4 Agreements actually were introduced to us by one of our absolute best friends in the world. Life-changing, life-altering, and you can read the people that it's affected on the back. It's funny, actually on the back is a quote by Tony Robbins, who was the first book that I mentioned. But it says, A Practical Guide to the Fulfillment of Your Dreams. This is a book you will cherish for a lifetime. And it's really tiny. Look how tiny it is. Someone's going to tell me they don't have time to read a book. You have time to read this book. Even if you just read a few pages a day, this is not a hard book to get through. It says, this is a book you will cherish for a lifetime, for within its pages are the secrets to making all of your dreams come true. In the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Deepak Chopra distills the essence of his teachings into 7 simple yet powerful principles that can be easily applied to create success in all areas of your life. Here he says, Deepak Chopra offers a life-altering perspective on the attainment of success. Once we understand our true nature and learn to live in harmony with natural law, a sense of well-being, good health, fulfilling relationships, energy, and enthusiasm for life, and material abundance will spring forth easily and effortlessly. Beautiful. Literally amazing wisdom. Life-altering. Love that book. Okay, there's 3 more, so stay with me. There's 3 more. So this next book is by Eckhart Tolle. I've actually heard his name Eckhart Tolle, but I pronounce it Eckhart Tolle to anyone who'll listen. This book is called The Power of Now. Life-altering. Oprah magazine says it can transform your thinking. The result, more joy right now. A guide to spiritual enlightenment. Over 2 million copies sold. Look at that. Over 2 million copies sold. So over 2 million people at least bought it and attempted to read it. Did they? I don't know. And then here, oh my God. And look at that. They're tied together. The book I just mentioned before, it says, one of the best books to come along in years. Every sentence rings with truth and power, by Deepak Chopra, author of The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. So yeah, a lot of these people work together. They're amazing spiritual teachers. And this actually says it's in a section called Personal Growth and Spirituality. So it's really, really cool. But really, oh, okay, let me just read this. I keep thinking of how to explain it to you guys, but how could I explain it better than they did? To make the journey into the power of now, we will need to leave our analytical mind and its false created self, the ego, behind. From the very first page of this extraordinary book, we move rapidly into a significantly higher altitude where we breathe a lighter air. Doesn't that sound amazing? The power of now. This is so challenging for me. Learning about presence, I actually wrote an amazing article which has been floating around in different places, in the Huffington Post and all sorts of places, called Presence in Parenting. And it's really inspired by this. That's how I applied it to being in the now, being with your child, being an active listener, being in a relationship with your spouse, being in the now, not worrying about the future, not thinking about what's for dinner while they're talking to you and telling you something very important to their hearts. Amazing, life-altering book. Okay, 2 more. The next book is actually by the same author, Eckhart Tolle, and this I'm going to show you is really hilarious. Look how funny this is. I have many books that are like this, but this is how much this book impacted me. Like, as I was reading it, this book by Eckhart Tolle called A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. It's a he is the number one New York Times bestselling author of The Power of Now. See? Many times if I find an author I like, I have many of their books. Like Wayne Dyer, I think I have almost all of his books. Esther and Jerry Hicks, I have all their books. Once you find someone you love and somebody you resonate with, and hopefully they have more than one book that you can learn from. But look how many things I have in here, looking at places to go and things to read. And so this actually was part of Oprah's book club. When she had her book club, and she actually did many different episodes with him about this book in particular, so I loved learning from both of them. So here it says, With his best-selling spiritual guide, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle inspired millions of readers to discover the freedom and joy of a life lived in the now. In A New Earth, Tolle expands on these powerful ideas to show how transcending our ego-based state of consciousness is not only essential to personal happiness, but also the key to ending conflict and suffering throughout the world. Did you hear that? I mean, we are in a time of such suffering and such conflict. Well, I think it's always been like that. And the way to change it is to read books like this. Change your world, which will change the outer world, I promise you. It's amazing. I wonder, I don't even know if I could like open up, but this is just, oh my God, there's so many. I don't know, I don't really want to read it like out of context. I don't know what I could open up and read for you here, but I don't know. What does this say? Oh, this is something I actually wrote in this book. I put a heart next to something. What did I say? Oh, the purpose of this book. Is humanity ready for a transformation of consciousness, an inner flowering so radical and profound that compared to it, the flowering of plants, no matter how beautiful, is only a pale reflection? Can human beings lose the density of their conditioned mind structures and become like crystals or precious stones, so to speak, transparent to the light of consciousness? I mean, it's unreal. This will change your life. Okay, I know I said that about every book, but all of these books do and can change your life. Just one sentence out of it can change your life and help you. Okay, so this is our last one for tonight, for part 1. And this is called The Gifts of Imperfection. And this is by one of my favorite authors, Brene Brown. She's just amazing. She's wonderful. It says, let go of who you think you are supposed to be and embrace who you are, your guide to a wholehearted life. Look at this, you guys. Look how many, you can totally see. Look how many places I have. I have these little flags you could get. You can get them on Amazon or get them at Staples. And you can flag certain places that inspired you, that you want to go back to. That's actually what I love about the holding the actual book versus like an audio book. But I mean, I'll listen to her on, on video, on podcast, in books, read a book, listen to her. Once you find spiritual teachers that you really resonate with, they can really change your life. So let's see if I can find one here that really matches. Oh, here. It says, in The Gifts of Imperfection, Brene Brown, a leading expert on shame, authenticity, and belonging, shares 10 guideposts on the power of wholehearted living. Oh my God. Sorry. Wholehearted living, a way of engaging with the world from a place of worthiness. Amazing, life-altering. Let's see if I can. Oh, I'm like ruining my little bookmarks here. Let's see if I can see one. It says, love and belonging are essential to the human experience. As I conducted my interviews, I realized the only one thing separated the men and the women who felt a deep sense of love and belonging. I realized that only one thing separated the men and women who felt a deep sense of love and belonging from the people who seemed to be struggling for it. That one thing, look at that, I'm about to reveal the one thing, is the belief in their worthiness. It's as simple and complicated as this. If we want to fully experience love and belonging, we must believe that we are worthy of love and belonging. This one is called Exploring the Power of Love, Belonging, and Being Enough. Wonderful. Thanks, Brene. Life-altering stuff. So this is one of my favorites, and of course I have many other books by her. And so that's that. So I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite quotes by one of these authors, Dr. Wayne Dyer. And he said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I love this quote because it's so true, and reading has helped me change and has helped me to see things so differently and to understand my experiences in life from a different perspective. I believe this video that I'm sharing with you today can really help you begin your journey of personal transformation and really change your life forever. I know it did for me, and I'm happy to share some of these books with you. I'm excited to hear what inspired action, miracles, dreams you might experience from just picking up a new book. So thank you for being with me here today, and I look forward to sharing the next video. Remember, I'm going to be calling this part 1. So subscribe to my channel so you can hear part 2, and who knows how many parts there will be because I have a lot of books. But I thank you for your time and see you soon. Bye.